We are gathered here today to sip some tea, honey, so make sure you guys have your teacups ready because this tea is what? Piping hot. Hey, you guys, it's your girl T, and I hope everybody's doing good today. Make sure you guys have your teacups ready.
Get ready. Y'all get ready.
Yes, you get ready.
Because this tea is what? Piping hot. Good morning. I hope you guys are doing good today. I know it's been a few days since I've made any videos. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know I had to take my youngest son to his basketball tournament. So we had to drive all the way down to Iowa, and then I kind of got sick afterwards. So I just been on pain meds and trying to get better. And plus I need to mentally prepare for my surgery next week. So it's just been a lot going on. But with that being said, I know I've been getting tagged in a lot of stories and people wanting me to cover different things. And I'm just to the point where I just feel like, sometimes I don't want to say anything because I feel like I get attacked so badly when it's somebody that you guys genuinely love. Like, it's one thing to disagree and say, you know what, I don't agree with your opinion here. It's another thing to take that disagreement and personally attack me, my family, tell me I'm bitter, I'm angry, I'm miserable. Just saying all types of stuff because it happens to be somebody that you like. So it's not okay for me to speculate about Jennifer Hudson, but it's okay for me to use that same speculation about Fetty Wap and his relationships with all his baby mamas. See, and that's the thing I don't like is the hypocrisy. Because if it's a celebrity that some of y'all don't care for, don't like, or don't know much about, then the speculations are okay. Then throwing a little bit of shade is okay. But when it's somebody that you guys supposedly like and admire, then here comes all these hateful comments, and I didn't have time for the nonsense. So I was like, let me just take a break. Let me take a few days away from YouTube. I had to focus on my health and focus on what's important. To those of y'all who have discernment and can be in disagreements but still be respectful, I appreciate y'all for that. A lot of folks were being sensitive Sallies when I did my Jay Hudson video. But now what's funny is that yesterday I was getting tagged by a lot of people, and shout out to Miss Champagne and several other people who were tagging me, that now the judge has announced that Jennifer Hudson has been ordered to give her son to David Ortega for Thanksgiving. So my thing is, if this man was so bad and he's abusing her, he's abusing the child, where she had to run and go get an order of protection, why is the judge seeing fit that this young boy go to his father? So that's the only thing I ask that y'all do, when you watch my videos, is to just have discernment. I don't just pull things out the air. I really go off of my gut instinct about how I feel about certain stories. Because, of course, none of us are there. We don't know what goes on behind closed doors. But I'm not just going to buy the media narrative. I'm not going to buy just what one person says. I have to look at everything in a full picture. And now people are seeing that a lot of the stuff I was saying is coming to light. And a lot of people are now giving Jennifer Hudson the side eye because I didn't just run with her story of abuse and how horrible David was. And now he's looking to fight that case that she levied against him. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. But I just like the fact that I'm my own person. I don't have to run with the narrative. I don't have to be like everybody else on YouTube that when a story comes out, I automatically have to be on the side of whoever says the story first. Me personally, I like to dig deep, really research, and come to my own conclusion. And if you understand where I'm coming from, great. And if you don't, great. That's fine. But I'm not going to be dealing with the disrespectful comments and, you're not shit, you're a bitch. But I'm not going to be dealing with the disrespectful comments because when I do my commentary, I try my best to be, unbiased and fair. So that's all I ask. If you want to disagree, that's fine. But there's no reason to attack me and make all these speculations of me and my life that you don't know either. So like I said, I thought long and hard if I even wanted to do this Evelyn video, because I think this has been the #1 most requested, Evelyn Braxton, where she's going around basically talking about these domestic incidences with her daughter Tamar and Vince and Herbert. So part of me was like, you know what, I don't even want to speak on it because I already know I'm going to be attacked. Folks are going to go off on me again. But at first I wasn't going to do the video because I know a lot of people love Evelyn. I'm saying Evelyn can do no wrong. But then I thought to myself, fuck these people. If you don't want to hear my opinion, it's called hit the unsubscribe button and keep it moving and never come back to my channel. You know what I'm saying? To the people who rock with me, I got to keep it real. Y'all come here for the tea. Y'all come to hear my opinion. Agree or disagree, that's what y'all come here for. For the ones who can't handle my opinion, then just don't come back. Just stay off my shit. You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. Go watch Wendy Williams, okay? Go over there and sip tea. Don't come over here and sip tea. So anyways, moving right along, I'm about to break down my opinion and why I'm not buying any of this shit. And if you feeling some type of way, once again, the button is called unsubscribe. Hit it and keep it moving, okay? Thank you. So as we all know, everything started 2 weeks ago when Evelyn went to TMZ and said she was scared and she did not want Vincent to kill her daughter. Then after that, she went and did an interview with the Ricky Smiley in the morning show where she says that Vince is a bully. He was beating on Tamar. She didn't have blood clots. He basically abused her. She had bruises all over her. People have been speculating about this. I want you guys to watch a small snippet of the Ricky Smiley video. Check this out. I'm going to come back with the rest of my commentary.
A long time. So the girls alluded to it. It was ignored, and it was always said, that's not true. No, he's not. That's not true. But yet your eyes are black. Yet you have bruises on your shoulders. Yet you're always ending up in the hospital with blood clots. Come on.
Ooh. So, Ms. Braxton, tell me, how is Tamar feeling about all of this? Because with you doing this here, have y'all spoken to one another?
Oh, yes. Matter of fact, Tamar's at my house right now.
Oh, okay. Then we're
good. For that
then.
concern,
Good.
But Tamar's in denial.
Right.
She's in denial because I think women that are abused are always in denial. They always think, oh, he's not bad. Oh, it's okay. He's going to change. He didn't hurt me, because they're hiding it from the public. And
all right, so you guys just saw that video. And now, as of this morning, Miss Braxton is speaking to Sister Circle, and she's going into more detail about, the issues with Tamar and Vince, and about how Vince was beating her ass, that she was so scared that she had Logan and had to barricade herself in the bedroom. So I want you guys to go ahead and watch this as well.
I have to break the chain as well.
well, what really happened for me is just one night I got up. I heard all of this noise. I thought the elevator was falling out of its socket. So I ran into the kitchen, and I'm like, what is going on, for God's sakes? And he was abusing her. And she was trying to run. She was trying to get away. And I spoke to him about it. I said, no, this is not what we do. And he turned on me. And I'm like, So I ran back to my room. Because the baby was in the bed with me. I was very much afraid for the baby because his whole
demeanor had
changed. Oh
changed.
my God, demeanor. Okay. And I put a chair behind the door.
So you barricaded yourself
I
in the
barricaded
room.
myself in the room and held that baby all night long. That's no way for anyone to live, for God's sakes.
Not at all.
I was very concerned about my daughter. However, if I had called the police, she would have denied it. And, oh, no, he's not doing anything to me, Listen, battered women are in denial.
Yes.
They're hoping that things will change and things will get better. No. It will not get better. And sometimes we think, if I had not said this, he wouldn't have done that. It's my fault.
No, we take it onto us.
It's always your fault in your mind, heart, and spirit.
All right, so you guys just saw that interview of Evelyn Braxton talking to Sister Circle. Now, a lot of things bother me with this entire situation, and I know I'm going to get hate, I'm going to get backlash, I'm going to be told I'm bitter, I never side with female. I'm just going to be told all types of bullshit, but it's okay. If I'm going to do a video, I have to be honest. Even to the detriment of myself, I had to be honest. In my personal opinion, I see a lot of people saying that Evelyn's a hero and she's a matriarch, and I'm not buying that. First of all, I've been spoke on rumors of Vince being violent to Tamar. When I did my video about Vince biting Tamar's finger off, I spoke about that, I've always felt like his big old teddy bear personality was bullshit, because when I watched the first season of Tamar and Vince, I would see how he would pop off on her about her mouth, but then she also would do certain shit to provoke him and get on his nerves, and they would go back and forth. And then the way he treated her after she had the baby and left her in the car, it was a lot of things that I was peeping that didn't sit well with me. But one person who was attached to the Braxton family, Ben, spilled the tea back in 2011. If you guys don't know, Gabe Solis, who was married to Trina Braxton at the time, this is Trina's now ex-husband, he was caught on Skype basically talking to another female. He was cheating on Trina. And he was telling this female that he didn't know from a can of paint all the Braxton's business, okay? He was talking about all their business, Tony's business. But one thing he said stood out back in 2011. He stated that Vincent Herbert was beating Tamar's ass. So that was put out there way back then. A lot of folks ignored it. A lot of folks thought, he was just hating. And then you would see conflicts within the sisters saying, worry about your marriage, worry about your man. And the way they would say it, you could tell that there was a lot more going on behind the scenes, okay? So this tea has been put out there. But now I got to keep it all the way real. So this was back in 2011. The rumors have been out there, Vince whooping Tamar's ass. And this is what I say when I say that people will do anything for fame and will literally sell their souls for fame, okay? The thing that bothers me is that everybody knew this situation was going on, including the mother who's now trying to tote herself as some type of hero, but chose to ignore the fact that their sister, that their daughter, that their so-called friend was dealing with this abuse behind the scenes, because as long as she can keep it covered up and we can make money off of this show and selling this perfect image and selling this perfect package, that's what we're going to do. Because at the end of the day, it's about them being famous. It's about them getting a check. Let's keep it real. None of these sisters besides Toni Braxton ever made it big before reality television. Nobody was checking for the other four, including Tamar's ass, okay? People only knew about Toni. Folks only cared about Toni. But because of this reality TV show, we got introduced to the entire family, including the daddy, who they hadn't seen in years, and, the stepmama and all this other stuff. And we fell in love with the Braxtons, okay? Now, you guys know I've dealt with my own issues and relationships and stuff like that. And I also spoke about this a while back when I did a video about Chris Brown and Rihanna being portrayed on Law & Order. And I spoke about one of my friends, one of my coworkers, and she always told me that I reminded her of her little sister. And she said that we had the same laugh and we were just both really goofy. And she said, but it's a good thing because my sister died and you remind me of her. And I remember being kind of shocked because I was like, oh, wow, your sister died. I said, well, what happened to her? And she said her boyfriend beat her to death. He kicked her, they got into a fight, he kicked her, and he ruptured her liver. But the thing is, her sister had been in this abusive relationship. The mama had called the police. She's called the police on the man. They did everything they could do to get their sister out that relationship, but she chose to keep going back. And eventually the final fight led to her death. And the boyfriend ended up getting like 10 years in prison. She had custody of her sister's son. It was like this big hoopla. Really sad situation. The thing that bothers me about Evelyn is that she's going on this media tour talking about domestic violence and abuse and how she was in the same house as her daughter. And she witnessed the abuse and heard the arguing. And instead of going in to get in between them, try and break it up, or at the very least calling the police, she chose to barricade herself in the bedroom and not say anything. I can't respect that. As a woman and as a mother, I can't respect that. It's one thing if she wasn't there and she didn't witness it, because when I went through a lot of my shit, I didn't have any family around me. Because that's one thing that abusers do, is that they'll isolate you from your family. And then all you have is that person. But we've seen season after season of Evelyn literally living with Tamar for months at a time, helping her out with Logan, all this stuff. And never one time, you claim that you're so scared of your daughter being killed and losing her life, but not one time did you call the police.
I can't be everything to you and you can't be everything to me.
I ain't asked you to be my boyfriend. I asked you to come back to LA. Good Lord.
Had you called the police, they could have got that man in some type of domestic violence counseling. At that point, it would have been out there. And at least you would have tried everything that you could have tried. The one thing my friend told me about her sister is, like, as bad as she felt about her sister's death, she says at the end of the day, they tried to get her help. They called the police. They tried to press charges against the guy, but it wasn't enough. But she could still hold her head up high because she knew her and her mother did everything they could do to protect her sister, but her sister chose to go back. Evelyn Braxton didn't do that. She's clearly saying that she hid in the bedroom, she heard all this going on, but not one time did she call the police. And I, in my heart of hearts, feel like she didn't call the police, the sisters didn't call the police, because they were more enamored with fame and getting money off of this whole Braxton Family Values, Tamar and Vince, and all these other spin-off shows than they were concerned about Tamar's health and well-being.
The OG Braxton girl herself, my mommy, Miss Evelyn Braxton!
So I don't respect that. Don't go on a media tour now from TMZ to the Ricky Smiley Show, to the Sister Circle, but you sat there and watched the abuse over the years, and now you're super concerned. Now that they're going through a divorce, all of this is coming out. I got to give the whole situation a side eye. I remember a situation back in 2011 when Evelyn went off on Tamar, flipped on Tamar. I want y'all to go ahead and check this out.
What was up with the other day? Like, what was that all about?
That's what I'm getting ready to ask you. What was up the other day?
I don't know. Like, everybody was jumping down my throat at the same time. Like, like I had something against singing background. I don't have nothing against singing background. That's just not right for me anymore.
So you thought that was okay for you to get an attitude and walk out and I'm trying to talk to you, right?
I think, no, nobody was trying to talk to me. I felt attacked, totally attacked. And so that's why I was like, let me remove myself from this situation before I say something that I may regret.
Yeah, because especially if you say it to me.
Or to whomever.
Well,
I just...
Especially if you say it to me. Let me make myself
Mommy, why
clear.
are you snapping on me
No,
again?
you think I'm snapping? I don't care if you get mad 50,102 times. You do not disrespect me, Tamar. I am the mother. I didn't come from your womb. You came from mine. Okay? You don't disrespect me at all. Let's keep it real.
I was being attacked. I don't like to feel that way.
First of all, Tamar.
So I was being respectful. That's why I had to go.
Like right now.
Well, I let you talk though, Mom, but
I wasn't finished.
Mommy, what's that?
So I got to have the utmost respect for you, but you don't have to have it
I'm
for
not
me.
the only one. I asked you 5 times, like, well, how did I disrespect you? What did I say to you?
You want to act like some old brat walking out on me, disrespecting me. None of you. I don't care who you are, where you come from, what you have accumulated or what you never will accumulate. I don't care. But y'all not gonna talk to me any kind of way. You cannot do whatever you want to do to other people. You cannot do that. It's wrong. And I'm gonna tell you what too. I will not disrespect you. And then the next time you do it, I'm gonna slap the piss out of you. And I mean just what I'm saying. Try me. Think I'm playing.
All right, so you guys just saw that video. So as you see, Evelyn is not no punk. So you mean to tell me she can snap on her daughter on national television, threaten to slap the piss out her mouth, but you can't snap on Vince? You're not going to snap on him on national television? You're not even going to snap on him behind closed doors? You're not going to call the police on him? So this doesn't sit well with me. So y'all can turn up and act a certain way for reality television, but when it matters, once the cameras are off, when it really matters, when you're in the real world and you're not putting on this TV persona, now you're silent, now you're hiding, now you're barricading. Instead of, protecting your child, that man could have killed your daughter from what you're telling us, but you chose not to call the police. You chose not to intervene, but now you're doing interview after interview after interview. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know how to be fake and phony. I've tried. I can't do it. It's not in my spirit. This whole situation to me is not sitting well with me because I've dealt with domestic violence. I know people who have been in domestic violence situations. I know people who have died from domestic violence situations. So I don't find this funny. And I don't find using domestic violence for hits, for attention, for interviews in any way okay. Okay, because there's real women dealing with this shit on a daily basis and their family members have intervened. Their family members have tried to get them help. Their family members are now trying to find ways to help them out. And you mean to tell me all this has been around since 2011, since, Gabe was running his mouth on Skype. All this has been out there, but everybody was cool with it because it's about a check. But see, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to just clap and say, oh my God, Mama Evelyn, oh, she's so strong and she's putting it all out there. Nah, I'm looking through all the bullshit. Because for years, y'all sat here and y'all enjoyed the fruits, y'all enjoyed the checks, y'all enjoyed the fame. Now all of a sudden, the mama's trying to play hero and she's going on this tour, telling all Tamar and Vince's business. But where were y'all when she really needed y'all? Where were y'all to say, at the end of the day, it's not worth the money, it's not worth the check, that's my daughter. And that's what bothers me about this entire situation. There's nothing funny about domestic violence, and there's lots of women going through it. So just something about this situation just makes no sense to me. She still went home with them. She stayed with them. If this is all going on, for her to sit in the bedroom and for her to not, as a mother, first and foremost, that's her child. Remember, she said, you came out of my womb, you're my child. That should have trumped any reality TV show. That should have trumped any fame. That should have trumped Tamar's career. Her safety should have been the first priority, and the safety of that grandchild. And then when I speak on this, I'm the bad guy. I'm mean. I'm harsh. I'm bitter. Nah, this is just the truth. And a lot of y'all don't like to swallow the truth. A lot of y'all just like to be fed bullshit and believe it because y'all hold these celebrities on these high pedestals. They're no different than you and I. They're all going through shit behind closed doors. I never bought into that perfect relationship with Tamar and Vince, the big house on the hills, all the cars. You could tell by their vibe, by their dispositions, they're not feeling each other. And especially on the new episode of Tamar and Vince that's currently airing, you could cut the tension with a knife.
Because these are all my old clothes that I can't fit no more, so I'm about to get rid of them and give them to somebody. Since I'm not fat no more. I mean, I know it's not important to you that I was 315 pounds and now I'm down to 217 pounds.
I mean, I'm not gonna say he's not trying because he's been very successful at his weight loss. But he taking it to the next level. He's just trying to be cute. Now you trying to be cute. Say that. So I can tell you to sit your ass down.
I think Tamar is embracing this change in a positive way, but I don't think it's what she wanted, It's my new me, and it's making me feel great. Out the other.
The point is, I'm finna eat my ramen noodles. I'm finna go in here and watch Maury so I can find out who the father is. And I'm about to go about my business.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Go ahead on and you get skinny.
I'm going to get healthy.
I ain't say healthy.
That's what I said. I said healthy.
Skinny.
But I'm not getting skinny. I'm getting healthy.
You find you a Becky with some good hair.
Okay.
Like skinny men.
Woo. Sounds good to me.
Did you just say sound good to me?
Find Becky with the good hair.
Lost your mind. You got me real up. Like, who say that to their damn wife?
Hey, Mark, cut it out, please.
Ain't nothing about that funny.
Ain't nothing funny.
Nothing about that is
Go
funny.
find a Becky with the good hair. Ain't nothing funny about that. But that's what you said.
It's a joke. It's all
Okay, it was a joke that I said.
It sound good to me? A ha-ha is a joke. Sounds good to me ain't no joke. I ain't never heard nobody. Kevin Hart ain't never said no joke like, sounds good to me, and the audience go, ka-ka-ka-ka-ka. No, that's not a joke.
I joke about it. Somebody says something smart to you, there's something to surprise. No, you jumped over the line. So Becky with the, go find you a Becky with the good hair. That's what you just said. You didn't hear what you said. Don't say dumb stuff. You won't get a dumb response. Whatever, dog.
You can tell they are in two different spaces in their lives and they do not like each other whatsoever. They do not want to be around each other. But this is what happens when people force themselves to stay into relationships that are unhealthy because they're trying to put on for the rest of the world. This is what happens when a woman says, I don't want to leave because, I don't want my children to grow up in a divorced home or to live in two separate homes. I have to make my marriage work because, I don't want to be divorced. This is what happens, that you end up just putting up with all types of bullshit because you're trying to appear perfect for people who don't fucking matter. So I'm kind of disappointed in this because I try to give her the benefit of the doubt, but now that more information is coming out and she herself is saying she was there, she witnessed it, she saw him flipping out on her, she saw him hitting her, and she didn't do anything, she didn't call the police. That's insane. That's one thing if, she heard about it or if Vince isolated her from her family and the mother was never there, but you lived underneath their roof and you sat there and allowed this abuse to go on. The whole situation is crazy. So in my personal opinion, she's not a hero to me. Because if you can jap out on your daughter on national television for views, you can jap out on that man behind the scenes. You can call the police behind the scenes. So the whole situation is crazy. I wish Tamar the best. Abuse is not funny. It's sad. But I also got to give the situation the side eye that the mother is going on literally a national tour talking about her daughter's business when she herself did nothing to help her. And if this is all true and Vince was doing this man seriously needs help. I mean, this is insane. Nobody deserves to be abused. Nobody deserves to go through this. But I also feel like, there's a lot more to the story. The way that they act, the way their relationship, their dynamic, that whole relationship was just nauseating from day one. And to watch everything unfold now during this season of Tamar and Vince is just really, really sad. For me, I just hope that they can be amicable enough for that little boy. That little boy, Logan, is just a sweetheart, but it's really sad. This is what happens when people get into relationships and they want to continue this perfect facade, even though they're going through so much behind the scenes, and it's not worth it. If you're going through this, you need to find a way to leave. But the sad part is that it will take many women several times before they finally wake up. It has to be something within you that says, you know what, enough is enough. I'm finally out. Eventually, you will get enough strength. When you're tired, you will leave. So it doesn't matter how much money you have, how much fame you have. It's about the mentality of the person. And for all these people to be willing to overlook this, to look past this, because they thought that getting the check and making the Braxton brand and the Braxton name, making that bigger than life and getting money from this, they thought that was more important than their daughter and their sister's well-being. I have to ask the question, and it might piss people off, but I really don't give a shit. At what point in time do we put aside these personas? At what point in time do we put aside the persona of reality TV personality, singer, famous person? At what point in time does that persona not matter anymore, and that the real person, the person going through the abuse, the person going through the situation, at what point in time do they become the most important thing? Because there's women, like I said, who really die of domestic violence. How many stories have we heard of men getting so angry and snapping where they didn't mean to kill their wives, but because of how she landed, or because, like my friend's sister, he happened to kick her in the kidney and ruptured it. He didn't go in wanting to murder her, but these are real situations that happen. So at what point in time are we going to start getting real about this situation and saying, no, regardless of what she has to say, regardless of her denying it or not, at the end of the day, I'm your mother, I'm your sister, I love you. And before all of this fame and all of this, fakeness kills you or puts you in a deadly situation, I'm going to put an end to this today. And if you want to be mad at me and go back to him, oh, well, you can do that, but at least I did my due diligence. I did everything I could do as a mother, a sister, and a friend to try and save you. You know what I'm saying? And if she chose to go back to Vince and she chose to put up with it, then there's nothing more that they can do. But when I'm hearing somebody go from show to show to show saying that they've been witnessing this, they've been dealing with this for years, and there's not one police report, and then now you're admitting that I didn't call the police because if I did, she would just deny it. Who gives a shit if she would deny it? You're the witness. They can still press charges on him. But again, when it comes to fame and money, people throw all discernment and common sense out the window. But when I call that out, when I question this type of stuff, I'm the bad guy and I'm in the wrong. But it is what it is. In my personal opinion, I'm really disappointed in Evelyn because I really like her, and I really looked at her as the matriarch of the family, and for her to say that she sat by and barricaded herself in the bedroom as opposed to calling the police and getting his ass thrown in jail, that just saddens me, because if that was my child, there's nothing that's going to come between me and my child, especially being that in domestic violence situations, anything can happen. A lot of these guys don't mean to murder their girlfriends or their wives, you know what I'm saying? But imagine if he would have threw her and she fell the wrong way or hit her head on the counter. Things like this happen every day to regular people. So again, my question is, at what point in time do we put aside the personas and, do we say, you know what, this is worth more than the fame. This is going to be worth more than the backlash and people judging and people speculating. You're my child, and I'm not going to lose my child to any bullshit like this. No matter how much money, no matter how much fame, no matter if this is a detriment to our brand, my child is more important than this. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button. And make sure you click that bell so you can be down with the notification squad, honey. So let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. Go ahead and leave a comment. All right. Deuces. Hey you guys, it's your girl T. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share my videos. You can also visit Lovelyti.com to purchase any merchandise. Also, don't forget to click the boxes down below to watch any of my previous videos. Talk to y'all later. Deuces.